Hi guys, and welcome to Total War. This is GreenFors here, and today, as I told you, I am playing Rome Total War, and this is Carthaginian versus the Gaul battle, and I am commanding the Carthaginians. Right now I'm just setting up my army so that it will have a good formation. Let's see. Yeah. So as I told you, this is Rome Total War, and I'm a very big fan of the Total War series, and I really want to make some more videos from this game. And just so you know it, this is not an online battle. I'm playing against the computer because I don't really have too much experience with playing online. I mainly play the campaign on this game and the other Total War games. And in this video I'm also just gonna tell you some general info about what Total War games you will see, how much, and like etc. First of all, Rome Total War will probably be the Total War game you will see most on my channel, mainly because my computer isn't good enough to play the other games. I can play them, but since I'm only using a laptop, I can't really record at the same time, since that just ruins my frame rates and first of all, it makes the video quality shitty, and the gameplay is just gonna be horrible. Right now I start the battle, and I'm moving my forces ahead so that they can meet the enemy. I don't like being the camper who just sits in the back and camp all the game, even though I'm only fighting the computer. But I'm planning to do some online battles later, and I also want to make a let's play of this game, but I will make a dedicated video when that happens. And before I'm going to do all that, I really want to get a better mic than the one I have now, so that the audio quality will be better. I have the game paused right now, just so that I can move all my units, so that all my units are gonna move simultaneously. Four of my pike units actually didn't move because I pressed some of the wrong buttons, and that kind of gave me this disadvantage. So right now I'm just trying to rush them back where they were supposed to be. One failure that I did right now was that I didn't have my pikes ready, so right now I'm just rushing them. I'm clicking the pause button so that I can rush the pikemen back into phalanx formation. And for those who doesn't know what that is, it's basically these units have retardedly long spears, and they are in phalanx formation when the spears are activated. And yeah. And as you see, the flaming things, there were arrows from the enemy. And I didn't really bring any good missile units to this game, because the faction I'm playing, the Carthaginians, don't really have any. But I did bring some elephants, which is some of the awesomest units you can get. My cavalry is doing some work right here, and I'm bombarding the enemy with my missile. But I see that they bring in more men, so I decide to retreat my cavalry. Trying to position my troops a little better now so that I can get more hits on the enemy. And that's the problem about fighting, for example, the Gauls, that their armies are very movable. They move around very much, because while my units utilizes heavy spears, heavy troops, the enemy uses much more light troops, and rely much more on moving around to avoid getting killed. It's more like the what is it called? Skirmishing or whatever. Right there you could see my elephants getting nailed by the enemy arrows, and that actually worries me, because elephants are very tough to kill, but arrows, they're pretty vulnerable to arrows. Right there I thought I was getting flanked, but it was just my own cavalry routing or fleeing, whatever. My battle formation has just totally become fucked up right now. I'm just trying to get my units into position again and trying to get some order in this chaos, but it's almost impossible when you fight this faction. But, you know, still it's still fun. So here I'm trying to form up, and my units are getting nailed by the enemy missile troops. So I rush them in to try to knock them out, but the enemy then brings up some reinforcements. Here, as you see, I'm trying to get some kills to these units, but they just keep fleeing. And here the enemy cavalry comes, so I'm trying to divert some forces to deal with that. Yeah. Here I rush some of my missile units into some proper Gaulish infantry, which is pretty bad tactic, but they ran out of ammo, so they couldn't really do anything else. So, and I think, you know, might as well put them to use. My elephants have routed, or they haven't exactly routed, but the elephants have gone mad, so they are kind of they're going crazy right now. So now I cannot control them anymore, and they are just as dangerous to my units as they are to the enemy. So, and that's bad. And these are also the worst elephants in the game, so better quality elephants, you can just kill them off when they go crazy. Well, I don't really think you can do that with this one. I'm losing a lot of units here to the rapid attacks from the Gauls. Well, for those who doesn't know, who's not too strong in history, the Gauls are basically the French, and the Carthaginians are Tunisians, the coast of Africa. You know, before Islam came along and just Islamized, made the region Islamic. So these guys rolled around. These were probably one of the worst enemies Rome had, although Rome was able to knock them out pretty fast. But if some of you have seen, you know, either a movie or like a documentary, or even heard of him, the dude called Hannibal, he was a Carthaginian general, so he could have like used this army. The army I'm using right now is a pretty good one. Normally the Carthaginians would use much more mercenaries because they had such a low population. You can also see that in this game, for example. In this game you can't actually have proper Carthaginian cavalry. Instead you use Spanish cavalry, because Carthage actually owned a part of Spain and used that area to gain mercenaries. Yeah. So you know, our Iberian infantry is also probably the first infantry you get with these guys. And Iberian is basically, Iberia is Portugal and Spain, if I'm not totally incorrect, and that little piece of British land, but you know, I don't really. Gibraltar, is that the correct? Nah, I don't remember. Anyways, I'm having some issues now while I'm recording this, actually, because for some reason my game volume just changes without me doing anything, and it's just fucking annoying. I don't know why it's like that. So if you hear some sudden changes in the sound, then that's why. Right now my units are getting depleted and a lot of them are routing, but still I got my Sacred Band, which are like holy units that you get from Carthage. They are still doing good. That's good. But you see, the French/Gaulish units are just running away from me. So here I have to just stop using the phalanx formation and just try to kill them. The Gauls are everywhere now, but that means that the Gauls are very tired, so they'll be easier to kill when I get to them. But that's easier said than done. Here I forgot to put my phalanxes into phalanx formation, so they just got raped there by some enemy cavalry. Here I'm just checking out some tips, but you know, I'm not so noobish that I need It's too many tips. It's just sometimes the dude says something that's worth caring about. Here I'm finally getting to kill some of the enemy units, and yeah, they're routing. And I know this battle isn't too interesting because when you fight the computer is pretty much stupid as hell, because this game is from, I don't remember, 2004 or something like that. So the technology that drives the IA wasn't too developed. Oh, look at this. In the last second I just changed my positioning of my units here to just nail those cavalry. They just got owned like that. Although I think one of them survives, and that's actually the general.
Now attack and break the will of his followers. Break the will of his followers.
So yeah. What more is there to say about this? It's pretty obvious that I'm gonna win, and by the way, you can see my units are kind of lighting or whatever you want to call it. That's they're gaining experience points. So if I would be playing the campaign right now, they would have gained experience, and therefore they would be better next round or next battle I would fight. And since this is just a custom battle, I don't really have to worry about that. So now I think they only have about 2 units left, and they are chilling up on this hill. So I'm just basically taking all my units and trying to get them. And here I did the same mistake again. So even though these guys are only fighting, I think these are either archers or other of spear throwers or whatever, but I forgot to put them in phalanx formation, so they got owned. So you also right now I'm just speeding up the battle because yeah, there was no purpose in me just rushing it. Here the enemy is stupid enough to run straight into my spears, and as a result they get owned. Oh, look at that, look at that. Damn, that's the difference. When they are in phalanx formation, these guys, they just own everything. And basically, wow, I won. So that was a victory for me. It's an average victory. You can see the score here. He got some more men, but since I had better quality, I won. You can read the results yourself, and see you later. Until next time, bye.